Hello, dear children. Today, let us have a discussion on the fourth unit of our test, the first flight. And the name of the lesson is From the Diary of Anne Frank. Before starting the text, let's have a discussion on who was Anne Frank. Anne Frank was a German born Jewish girl, and she and her family suffered a lot during the German occupation of the Nazis and during the Holocaust. As the persecutions against the Germans increased, her family had to go for hiding, and they spent in hiding for 2 years in her father Otto Frank's office building. And after 2 years, somebody betrayed them, and they were arrested, and they were moved to the concentration camp. And in the concentration camp, they suffered a lot, and her 16-year-old sister and her mother died in the concentration camp because of typhoid. And the only survivor from her family was her father, Otto Frank. And when he was freed, he found that the diary of Anne Frank was saved. So when he went through the diary, he was convinced that it was worth publishing, and so he took actions for getting it published, and he got it published in English under the name of the Diary of a Young Girl, the Diary of a Young Girl. And it had been filmed by many people, and it had become the theme for many television programs, and many people read it was translated into many languages, and her diary had become the most read diary entry in the world. And it gives a vivid description about the life, a clear-cut picture of the life during the Nazi occupation or during the Holocaust. So, while starting the lesson, we can see that Anne Frank herself is giving an introduction or a description about why she had decided to write a diary. She had got a diary as a birthday present on her 13th birthday, and this diary was gifted by her father, Otto Frank. And um, um, she decided to write the diary, though it was a strange experience for her, but she did not have any intimate friends. So she wanted to confide everything to a friend, but she did not have a real friend. So she decided to write a diary because she believed in the saying that paper has more patience than people. That was a famous saying, paper has more patience than people. So she believed in that saying. Paper has more patience than people. So she decided to start write a diary and to share everything personal to her diary, and she wanted to call it as her dearest friend, Kitty. But we cannot say that she did not have anyone in the world. She herself was telling that she had a loving sister of 16 years old, and loving parents, and her own grandmother, etc. And she had more than 30 friends. Still, she was telling she did not have an intimate friend. She was telling she could share the ordinary everyday happenings with her friends, but she could not confer, or she could not confide her personal matters, private matters to a person. And she accepts that that was a fault of herself. She could not find anybody so intimate to herself. So she thought it was better to write a diary and to keep it with her. And also she believed that nobody was going to read it anymore. So she started to write the diary, and she named it as Kitty. Kitty, her dearest friend, Kitty. And before starting the diary, she herself tells that You should not believe that I had nobody, I have nobody in the world. I have everyone. My grandmother and grandparents were loving me, and she lost her grandmother uh, in 1941, and she was uh, describing about a birthday she celebrated after the death of her grandmother. And on that birthday, she lighted an in, extra candle along with the other candles of her birthday years in the memory of her grandmother. That shows the intimacy of her towards her grandmother. And also, she is telling that she started writing her diary on 20th June 1942. And next, in the next part, we can see that she was starting the diary on 20th June, Saturday, 1942, and it was started introduced, or it was addressed like Dearest Kitty. And the first day entry was about a classroom happening of her in the sixth form. And about that, we will learn in the next class and read the introduction and also Anne Frank's own introduction about her diary, and do the exercises, do the homeworks I have given you. Thank you.